Look at this place. He said from verse 9, and he spoke this parable unto certain who trusted in themselves that they were righteous and despised others. Forget about despising others. They trusted in themselves. Put your hand there and go to Mark chapter 9. Put your hand that place and go to Mark chapter 9. This was what Jesus made this man to understand. You go to Mark chapter 9 from verse 14. And then he says from verse 14, and when he came to his disciples, Jesus came down from Mount of Transfiguration, and he came to his disciples. He saw a great multitude about them, and the scribes questioning with them. And straightway all the people, when they beheld him, were greatly amazed, and running to him, greeted him. And he asked the scribes, what question you with them? And one of the multitude answered and said, Master, I have brought unto thee my son, who had a dumb spirit, and wherever he taketh him, he teareth him, and he foameth and gnasheth his teeth, and pineth away. And I spoke to thy disciples that they should cast him out, and they could not. He was blaming the disciples. He was blaming the disciples, but the problem was the man. He was blaming the men of God, but the problem was the man. He answered and said, O faithless generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I endure? Bring him to me. Yes, the men of God had their own limitation, but that was not the major issue. Because the disciples came to Jesus afterwards. If you look at it there, and then verse 28, 29. And when he was come into the house, his disciple asked him privately, why could we not cast him out? Why could not we cast him out? And he said unto them, this particular type, can come forth by nothing, but by prayer and fasting. But was it the only thing? Now look at the rest. Jesus made this man to know. Yeah, men of God may have their problem, but the problem is more of you, because this is according to your faith. Everything about God is according to your faith. It is not, it is much more according to your faith than the faith of the man of God. It is much more according to your faith, your relationship with God. Because the Bible says God that worketh in men, both to will and to do his good pleasure. So if God is blocking you in the heart of men, blocking things, come back yourself. Come back and wash yourself. Go to Jordan and dip yourself in Jordan 7 times. Go to Jordan and dip yourself in Jordan 7 times. To remove all the leprosies in your system. There are leprosies that are hindering you. And they brought him unto verse 20. They brought him unto him. And when he saw him, straightway the spirit convulsed him. And he fell on the ground and wallowed foaming. And he asked his father, how long is it since this came unto him? And he said, from a child. This thing had been happening from childhood. What did you do? What did you do? Jesus was trying to bring us something. What did you do from childhood when this thing happened? And you are blaming the men of God. And he says, often it cast him into the fire and into the waters to destroy him. But if thou canst do anything, have compassion on us and help us. Then Jesus said unto him, if thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. And straightway the father of the child cried out and said with tears, Lord, I believe. Help thou my unbelief. So you see where the problem was. The problem was in the belief system of the man, yet he was blaming the disciples of Jesus. Jesus did not spare the disciples and said, you see, this kind is not normal. It's not every day you are eating a bar. You are eating, hamburger. You go, you eat all the cheeses and drink tea. And then you say you are fasting, and you are drinking tea and eating hamburger. And then you say that is fasting. You are eating fufu. You eat fufu by 4 a.m. And then when you eat fufu by 4 a.m., and then the next time you eat another fufu will be by 6 o'clock. Say that is fasting. That you are not eating from 6 o'clock because you ate from 4. That is self-deceit. That's no fasting. Jesus said when you practice fasting that way, these demons watch you when you are eating. And after that, you want to cast him out. That you can't cast him out. That's the problem with the ministers, with the minister. Huh? But that is not the issue. The issue here is the man. The man had problem. But Jesus made him to realize his problem. And one thing the man did was that he did not justify himself. And that is where we have problem. And that is the lesson of this Luke chapter 18. Return to Luke chapter 18.